Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach, Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody's fine, all right? Today we're going to dive deep into the world of boxing and bring you insights from the ring. Today we're making a case for why Carlos Ortiz is the greatest Puerto Rican boxer of all time. Let's get into it. Carlos Ortiz, born on September 9, 1936, in Ponce, Puerto Rico, is a name that resonates with greatness in the boxing world. His career spanned over 17 years, during which he made a significant impact on the sport, not just in Puerto Rico, but globally. Let's start by looking at his achievements in the ring. Ortiz was a two-division world champion, having held in both the lightweight and junior welterweight divisions. This was a time, guys, that it was not the four-belt era. I mean, not everybody could be a boxing champion. Boxing champion was usually a unified or undisputed champion. So being a two-division champion back in those days was a huge accomplishment. Just want to make that side note, make sure you guys understand the difference between pre-four-belt era and how easy or how easier it is nowadays to become a champion. Look at Rory Romero. Doesn't get any more easier than that. All right. So let's go back to Carlos Ortiz. He won his first world title in 1959, defeating Kenny Lane for the vacant junior welterweight title. But it was his reign as a lightweight champion that cemented his legacy. Ortiz first won the lightweight title in 1962, defeating Joe Brown. He then went on to defend his title successfully multiple times, solidifying his dominance in the division. Ortiz's record speaks for itself, with 61 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw, including 30 knockouts. He showcased not just power, but also remarkable skill and strategy in the ring. He faced and defeated some of the toughest competitors of his era, including Sugar Ramos, Julio Loy, and Ismael Laguna, who were all top-tier fighters. All right, guys, as you know, and I've mentioned in this channel before several times, what got me interested in boxing, the sport of boxing, was the influence of my family, my grandfather, my father, my uncles, all the men in the family loved the sport of boxing. We would always watch boxing on TV. And I remember when I was maybe 10 years old, Carlos Ortiz was defending his title in Puerto Rico at the Island of Puerto Rico Stadium against Sugar Ramos. This same fight. It was the second fight against Sugar Ramos. Sugar Ramos was the number 1 contender. Carlos Ortiz had beat him before. There was a rematch, and my grandparents, my grandpa, father, my uncle, I believe my dad was there too. Must have been 10 years old, approximately. We went to the Island of Puerto Rico Stadium in San Juan, Puerto Rico, to watch Carlos Ortiz fight Sugar Ramos, right? Guys, it was a beatdown. Carlos Ortiz totally destroyed Sugar Ramos, who was one hell of a fighter, Cuban fighter. And he destroyed right there in front of all his fans. All right, all the Puerto Ricans came to see him fight. The stadium was packed. And I remember watching this fight, and I had goosebumps. I had never seen anything like that in my life. Yeah, obviously I was only 10 years old, but it impacted me in such a way that I actually fell in love immediately with the sport of boxing. Especially became a great fan of Carlos Ortiz, who continued his boxing career and his streak of victories throughout all that time. So let's continue with Carlos Ortiz, all right? What made Ortiz truly exceptional was his versatility and adaptability. He was known for his exceptional boxing IQ, footwork, and ability to adjust his strategy mid-fight. Ortiz could brawl when needed, but he was also a master technician, often outthinking and outmaneuvering his opponents. One of the most memorable aspects of Ortiz's career was his resilience and longevity. In an era where fighters often had shorter careers, Ortiz maintained his high level of performance over nearly 2 decades. His ability to stay at the top of his game for so long is a testament to his dedication, training, and natural talent. Ortiz's impact wasn't just limited to his in-ring achievements. He was a trailblazer for Puerto Rican boxers, paving the way for future champions like Wilfredo Gomez, Felix Tito Trinidad, and Miguel Cotto. He brought immense pride to Puerto Rico, becoming a national hero and an inspiration for aspiring boxers from the island. Beyond his skill and achievement, Ortiz carried himself with a level of humility and grace that earned him respect both inside and outside the ring. He was known for his sportsmanship and for being a true gentleman, characteristics that endeared him to fans and fellow fighters alike. Remember, remain humble, guys. That is very important. You want the love and admiration of your peers and your fans as a fighter. Those guys that talk a lot of crap and try to talk trash before a fight and then come short day of the fight in front of their fans. That doesn't look too good. That's why I always tell my fighters, remain humble. And Carlos Ortiz was an example of being humble, focused on his craft, on improving his skill set, being in shape all the time, focusing on his fights, concentrating on becoming a better fighter, being focused all the time. And that's what matters in a fighter, is that dedication, that motivation, and that commitment to becoming the best and leaving a long-lasting legacy. In 1991, Carlos Ortiz was rightfully inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, solidifying his place among the greatest fighters in history. This honor not only recognized his incredible career, but also highlighted his contributions to the sport and his influence on future generations. When we talk about the greatest Puerto Rican boxers of all time, names like Wilfredo Gomez, Felix Tito Trinidad, and Miguel Cotto often come up. And while they are all legends in their own right, Carlos Ortiz stands out because he was the pioneer. He set the standard for excellence and opened doors for those who followed. In conclusion, Carlos Ortiz's combination of skill, achievement, longevity, and impact on Puerto Rican boxing culture makes him the greatest Puerto Rican boxer of all time. His legacy is one of greatness, inspiring countless fighters and fans. Ortiz's story is a reminder of what can be achieved with dedication, talent, and the heart of a champion. And I tell you something, guys, I'm going to be working on more episodes, giving you the reasons why each one of these great fighters, great legendary fighters, should be considered the greatest of all time. We're just starting today with Carlos Ortiz. My take on why Carlos Ortiz should be the greatest Puerto Rican boxer of all time. Does that mean that he was the greatest boxer, Puerto Rican boxer of all time? Maybe not. There's a lot of you that do not know Carlos Ortiz. And it's the reason why I love boxing so much, and the reason why I have this channel is to spread the love of boxing to everybody. For those younger fans of boxing who only talk about boxers nowadays, who do not know the story of boxing, the pioneers of the sport, that's what this channel is all about. It's about knowledgeable boxing fans who can share their opinion in a wise manner, in a knowledgeable manner. And for those who are new to the sport, those who, lack maybe all that knowledge of history and boxing, technique and specifics, they can learn through this channel and continue their growth and know-how of the sport of boxing. So that's the reason why I'm doing these episodes. Today, Carlos Ortiz, and maybe in the next couple of weeks, I will be making another one of these episodes. I'll be working on future episodes for other great fighters from Puerto Rico and other places in the world. Anyway, guys, thank you for your joining us on this journey through the life and career of Carlos Ortiz. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario for more deep dives into the world of boxing. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight. God bless you all, and peace.